Hey, yeah, I think it's been a minute since you guys have seen this beautiful mug. I think it's been about a year since I last made one of these recommendation style Why Aren't You videos. Back in October, I produced another Jeb vlog, so if you guys missed that, I'll put it up in the iCard and one of these corners. I always forget which corner it is. Be sure to give it a watch because I had a lot of fun editing it and Jake had a lot of fun making it, so be sure to give it a watch. I have some time and more motivation to make videos now because I just quit my deli job. That being the case, if anyone is hiring, looking for editing work for a podcast or a YouTube channel or something along those lines, give me a call, give me a text, give me an email. My website is down in the description, so you can just email me on there, check out some of the other stuff that I've done in the past, and I'd love to hear from you. This long-winded introduction is kind of my way of distracting everyone from realizing that we're talking about one of the biggest furry community shows since Zootopia. Wait, don't click off just yet. I promise this isn't that weird. There's actually a really good reason why I'm recommending the show. The show's actually really good. Despite the fact that it is kind of like furry bait, and it's about anthropomorphized animals with different proportions, and it features themes of like classism based on herbivores and carnivores, and it features a deep-rooted conspiracy that unravels as the series goes on. Wait, am I still describing Zootopia, or am I talking about the show Beastars? Like, what is this video again? Okay, one thing that I love about Beastars and most anime in general is the world building. Like, I love when a show or a movie goes through and explains every single little detail about how their world is different. I really love trying to figure out the what if scenarios on my own, and then the show gives me an answer, and I figured it out on my own, I get a little shot of dopamine. Beastars takes place in a modernized world run by anthropomorphized animals, and there's a good amount of variety in the character models and races of animals. There are the obvious animals, like canines and bears and foxes and rabbits, but there are also a few weird ones that you wouldn't think would be necessary, like mice and squirrels. Or there's even a category that's just bird, with eagles and parrots and things like that. I think there's one background character that's literally just an iguana. In order to keep peace between the herbivores and carnivores, any consumption of live meat is banned in the world and criminalized by law. However, there is a loophole in the system that allows dead meat to be purchasable through a legalized black market of sorts. And these meats come from places like funeral homes and morgues and stuff like that. That by itself is an interesting way to get the idea of these carnivores not fully being able to satiate their thirst for meat, all while trying to make it more human in the eyes of society. There are, of course, some scenarios where we see carnivores have addict-like qualities, with withdrawal-like symptoms and causing accidents. But I'll keep the specifics away to avoid spoiling too much about the show. The main plot follows Legoshi, a 17-year-old wolf that goes to one of the only remaining co-ed high schools that allows herbivores and carnivores to attend. Legoshi is a shy student that works as a stagehand for a school's drama club, which is way more of a lead anime character trope than most of the chosen one ideals that we deal with now with most anime. So I think it's kind of interesting to bring it all home a little bit. The story starts as an herbivore member of the drama club is murdered and eaten in the school, and the events begin with the fallout of students after that. Legoshi and the rest of the carnivores are no longer trusted by the herbivores of the school, furthering the gap between the two classes. The name of the show comes from the lead in the school's drama club, Luis, who is viewed by students and teachers as the most popular of the students that will probably be the most successful of everyone. The title he's given is the B-Star. How that information is important enough to be considered the name of the show, I will never understand. The first season of the show is more like a slice of life anime, following the regular adventures of Legoshi as he falls in love with a white dwarf rabbit at his school named Haru. This is where the show gets a little weird and more furry. Haru is a sort of prostitute at the school. She usually hooks up with guys in the garden club that she runs on her own after school. It's even more weird because she's a rabbit, but she has more, human proportions? Alright, let's be honest. She's a rabbit with titties that fucks like a rabbit. It's a little on the nose for my taste, but I just guess that's how the cookie crumbles in this show. The second season of the show gets a little more intense, like it turns into a season of Degrassi or something. The students getting involved in the mafia, someone pulling a gun on his father to get out of school, crazy shit like that, and I love it. It harkens back to my love of reality TV trash, so it's more melodramatic and it keeps me hooked. One thing that's noticeably different about this show compared to other anime is the animation style. It uses CG characters on a painted background that does make it look a little bit tough to get used to at first, especially in the first season where not a lot of action happens. In the second season, though, I really fell in love with the grandiose action that came from the fight scenes that show up more frequently. Okay, if you made it this far without getting creeped out by the idea of a more mature Zootopia idea, then I thank you, and I just want to suggest off the bat to give the first episode a shot. You have nothing to lose but a mere 20 minutes of your life. But this is a why aren't you video, so for formulaic reasons, I'm going to go through the basics of some questions or common concerns that you might have that would keep you from watching. Does watching this show make me a furry? Honestly, I don't really know. I don't think so. I think there are a lot more things you have to do in order to be considered a furry, so I don't think it'll be that big of an issue. If watching it does awaken something in you, then that's some kind of demon you're going to have to face on your own, though, so sorry not sorry. Another anime recommendation. What are you, a geek? Yes. Yes, I am. Why should I watch this as opposed to some of the other anime you've recommended? Beastars feels like it's visually and tonally a little bit different from most of the stuff that I recommend and some of the stuff that I'm used to watching. Not a lot of anime uses 3D CGI animation style, and usually any 3D anime is not well received because the animation isn't done well. But I do really enjoy how they use this style of animation. As for the content, the first season is pretty quiet and grounded compared to other stuff I've recommended, which would probably be a nice change of pace if you're looking for something a little bit different. Both current available seasons of Beastar are available on Netflix, and I think that there's a third season that's currently in development. In the translation of the manga to the anime, I think that we're only halfway through, so I'm even considering just reading the manga just to get the full story, because I love the characters, I love the world, and I love what they're doing with the story. What inspired me to make this video to come back with? I'm not really sure. I was watching the first season of this show at the beginning of the pandemic when it was first released, and when I was watching, I got a call from my mom that one of my dogs had just died, so that kind of sucked. I wasn't at home to be able to say goodbye to him, and one of the characters kind of reminded me of the dog that died, so I just kind of clung to the show because it was a sense of comfort of being like, oh, there's my favorite dumb little dog. I love him and miss him. This is a real fun show, and I can't recommend it enough. Give it a chance. You never know you'll like it if you don't try. Thank you guys for watching my first video back. I really wanted to get back into it, and hopefully I can keep getting more ideas like this. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm much more active on Twitter and shit still. I'll link my website below, as well as a playlist for my other Why Aren't You videos. If this is the first video of mine that you've seen, welcome. If this is the first Why Aren't You that you've seen, welcome. If you came from the Machine Gun Kelly video, I'm sorry, but also, welcome to this channel. I think that video has like 1,000 views or something ridiculous like that, so compared to the 20 to 30 videos I get on these, thinking I might make some more shitting on Machine Gun Kelly content, if that's where the money is. Anyways, thanks for sticking around. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great rest of your day.